YouTube, welcome to another episode of the Four Seasons Wanderer. I'm here in Towlaw, County Durham at Elliott's Military Supplies and Collectables. I'm here with John, who's quite happy to do the video with us today. So we're just going to go through a couple of things that he has in his shop and just have a good look around and a good bit chat. So hiya John.
Alright, mate.
So John, can you tell us a little bit about your shop and what made you get into the collectible side?
I've had the shop's been running about 13 years now. I started out in business back end of the 1990s. Yeah. The main interest was I used to help my dad when I was a kid.
Right.
He used to do the market stalls with the same sort of gear,
Yeah.
surplus and collectibles, and basically that's where the interest came from.
Right. Yeah.
But I got made redundant back into the 1990s. I basically just ploughed some of the redundancy money into stock, basically.
Yeah.
Just stockpiling.
So you kind of joined your father on his kind of like adventure, you know what I mean, in business. Yeah. That's great. I mean, has your family always been involved in military sort of background?
No, not really.
No.
Some of them have, but not generally speaking, no.
Right. So it was more like of a bit of a hobby that turned into a business.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's great. So as you can see, he's got loads of things to offer, from medals and artifacts to ex-army surplus equipment and whatnot. So we're going to have a little look at some of them. So I can look around here now and I can see that you've got some fantastic things, like some unusual things. What would you say that the item that you would say is the most unusual, or one of the things that you would say is your most favourite item that you have on show?
Unusual, it's hard to say. There's that many unusual things sort of turn up. I mean, from joysticks off a helicopter there. I mean, there's all sorts. There's an air raid siren there. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful equipment turns up.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes you get gear in, you don't actually know what it is.
So you've got to do a bit of background on it.
Yeah, you don't actually know, because a lot of stuff turns up just, over the counter, so to speak.
Yeah. Also, you're open for people to bring actually artifacts in and for you to have a look at them and whatnot. Oh, that's great. I didn't actually realise that you did that sort of thing.
Yeah, I do that,
yeah. So it's so does it take a lot of research and that to find out, or have you got a certain place where you'd go to, or?
No, there's a lot of hours going through books more than anything else. Internet's great, but you can't cross-reference information on the internet.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Internet's great, but it's limited in certain ways as well.
Yeah.
So a mixture of internet, books, knowledge which I've gained, and advice from other people, collectors and dealers alike. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. So another thing that they offer here is different sorts of knives, multi-tools and historical bayonets. So John, could you just show us what you have?
Yep. I'll start off with the older ones first. This is a French Gras bayonet. Obviously fits onto the Gras rifle. Mechanism there which allows it to slide onto the bayonet bar, which will fit onto the rifle itself. I mean, this is 1874. He started using this. You can see it's a very long blade, tapers down to a point. It's more so as a weapon more than anything else. It's not very functional for anything else, where bayonets, as they developed over the years, generally became more of a multi-purpose piece than just a combat weapon. This is for the Lee Metford, which is a British rifle, sort of Boer War period. It's the 1888 pattern. This particular one's a naval one with a naval frog. It's specific to the Royal Navy. As I say, Boer War period. That's a bit more functional. I mean, the commando dagger was actually, it came from this design of blade with the double-edged, where it tapers to a point. Later on, Second World War, going into the the late 40s. This is a number 7 bayonet. Another British one again. Now this one has a device so that it fits onto your rifle, like that, in that position. That just slides forward the mechanism, that spins around the pommel, and it can be used as a fighting knife. Like that, it's a bit more comfortable obviously. But the blade again, they're a bit more sort of flexible in the use. As you can see through the stages, it could be used for other general cutting and chopping. A bit more to the bushcraft theme. This is the British military survival knife. They're generally made in Sheffield. Wilkinson made the earlier ones. I believe these are still in use now. They're quite comfortable to hold in the hand, but a very heavy blade, but quite well balanced, so that they're a great chopping tool. These knives, like I say, nice heavy, but you can get a really good edge on them, and the edge tends to stay on them for quite a while. Again, just down to the quality of the steel.
It's quite a thick blade on that one, isn't it?
They're very thick. I mean, they take some hammer, those things. If there was a weak point, it's probably the scabbards. To be fair, the scabbards are generally a bit ill-fitting.
Right, yeah.
Which, you know, you can sort that out yourself if needs be. Down to smaller things, a bit more practical. That's just your basic British Army pocket knife. Stainless steel. Just a basic cutting blade, but again, good quality steel. You can get a good edge on these. You've got a little slot screwdriver on the end there. These are ideal as a tin opener and so on. But very small, easy to use, and again, just good quality steel. You can get a good edge on them.
Yeah, that's something good that you could use for kind of like round the fire if you're doing bushcraft, and just little bits, you know.
You've got, I mean, there's a wealth of multi-tools on the market these days. You could go on and do a program in itself just on all the varieties. But again, just speaks for itself, a multi-tool. Just full of blades and full of tools of various kinds.
Yep.
For various jobs. I mean, there's a few more in there obviously. But again, you can go on forever. There's so many different types, different makes. But they're an excellent piece of kit because they're just so compact, and they have your pliers as well. It can be quite a valuable tool in all sorts of areas, not just bushcraft. Just general day-to-day things. Very handy piece of kit. Yeah,
I've also found myself on search for kit myself that I would say it's better to spend a little bit more on these sort of parts of the equipment, because the fact being is that some of the cheaper ones, the blades are made out of poor material. They don't really last that long. Not just that, even down to the scales. The scales aren't that good. So something like these that you can see here, these are great products. Like, you know, these are the best that you can get really in terms of the strength, you know, the durability, and not just that. As you mentioned, you can sharpen them up great as well, like, you know, so you could use them over and over again, where some of these cheaper equipment, it's just a one-off sort of like thing. Like, another question as well that I find quite a lot on the internet is the laws behind carrying knives. So could you tell us a little bit about that, please, John?
I mean, from my point of view, from selling, obviously I can't sell knives to anyone under 18 years old. So if there's a query, I would have to have some sort of proof, some sort of identity to say they were the age they were. But for buying knives, as long as you're over 18 or over, I should say, basically it's up to a 3-inch blade you're allowed to sort of carry around.
Right, yeah.
Anything beyond that is generally deemed illegal. But the thing is with knives, I mean, if you have a genuine reason to be carrying it from A to B, I mean, if I sell this, someone obviously has to carry it from the shop to the car.
Yeah.
If you've got a genuine reason,
Yeah.
you've just bought it, it's going home, it's going into a collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're going onto a piece of land where you're going to use at the end of the day, a knife is a tool, it's not generally a weapon. Bayonets, fair enough, they are designed as a weapon, that's a survival knife, it's purely a tool, it's for chopping, it's for cutting. It is specifically for survival, so it's deemed as a tool by definition more than an actual weapon. And most knives actually are, they are a tool as opposed to a weapon. It is a bit of a grey area because it's whether you've got the need to have it on your person if you're carrying it on public highway. If you're in the privacy of your own home or your own land, that's a different matter, that's down to you. But as long as you have good reason to be carrying, obviously if you've got it strapped to your leg and you're running down the street, you know, you're going to get a few dodgy looks and there might be a phone call to the police.
Standing outside the bank.
So yeah, exactly. If you're going to somewhere to practice some bushcraft, some survival work, you know, just wrap it up in your bag. Just be sensible, have a sensible approach about it, and use it for what you're going to use it for. When you get there. But generally, that's about it. It's down to the discretion of the police, really. But as long as you've got good cause, you shouldn't really have a problem. Right.
That's great, because I know it is quite a grey area.
It is.
And it's furthered my knowledge on it, because I wasn't sure if it was a strict no that you can't carry a blade over that, or if for educational or even for survival purposes that you're allowed to.
Good reason.
That's great.
That's what it comes down to.
Thanks for that, John.
No problem.
Right, so another part, I'm a novice bushcrafter and survivalist. So another thing that that John does here is some equipment that you may want to use for bushcrafting. So we'll just go through a couple of things that we've got. So on the table here, we have a spork, which is your fork, knife and spoon. You've got like a little hexi burner. It's also got the fuel in there. That's military issued, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, military issued.
Yep. He also does pegs and even like a little matchless fire set, you know, which is pretty cool. Another good thing what I always find that's great is the mozzie net. You know, I get eaten alive out there sometimes, so he's got some of them, even just down to the pots that you can cook with. Also like a military saw there, a sewing kit, just various items like that are quite handy to put in either a bug out bag or to put together if you're going out for maybe like a couple of days in the wilderness. Not just that, another thing that John does here at Elliott Military Supplies is he does combat trousers and equipment like that as well, the tops and waterproofs, which is always good, because if it's good enough for the army, then it's good enough for us. We also have some Birkins, which is great. There's various sizes that they come in there. Also a good thing that I've found is that is the boots. John offers new and used boots. I'll take you through some of the used boots as well. You know, all in really good condition. Not just that, if you are wanting the new ones, here's like the various types that he does. I'm going to leave it up yourselves. I don't want to show you everything because I want you to come up and have a look yourselves and see exactly what's here. But it's got absolutely everything. It's a little treasure cave with little items that's there. I've just had a look at at one of the military spades, and I've just mentioned there to John that I bought a cheapy little one off the internet. In comparison, there's no comparison at all. This spade here is excellent. A little bit heavier, but it's ideal. I mean, even down to the mess tins and things like that. There's loads to offer. So you can come up and have a look. I'll just take you a little walk around just to show you, because I've got some tops around here as well, some t-shirts, and there's some good buys as well, like, you know, that you can see with some of the offers that he has to offer as well, from belts and whatnot. Absolutely great. I've really enjoyed spending time up here today with John. We've had a good bit chat, about different things about the military and just history in general as well. So it's great. The guy's got a lot of knowledge. So I'll just show you there. So right, John, I want to thank you for your time, mate.
No worries.
You know, I've had fun today, like, you know, I've really enjoyed spending time with you today and going through it. And as I said to everybody, making sure that you get up here and you have a look yourself, and you'll be equally impressed as what I am. Right, so that's the end of it. So we've spent our time up here at Elliott's Military Supplies and Collectables. A lot to offer, great products. It's a little treasure trove with some of the things that they've got here. You know, I've had a good look round. I've spent a lot of time with John today, having a good bit conversation, going through not just the history of military supplies and some of the bushcraft and things, but we've had a good bit conversation about different events and shows, because that's one of the things that John does as well. He goes to different military shows, and he puts out a display there as well, like, you know. So come on up, have a look. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description for John's website. I'll also put the opening times and whatnot, and a little mini map at the end. But if you've seen my my video for the Derwent Reservoir, Elliott Military Supplies is located on the it's on the 68, isn't it, John? The 68, in a little village called Towlaw. If you're coming from Durham End, you'll pass it. So make sure you call in, like, you know. So, well, John, thanks for your time, mate. Really appreciate it. I've had fun. Thank you.